Alright guys, so I'm going to show you basically how to set up a Bobberdoggin setup. For a rod, I've got a Lama Glass X11. This thing's a little beat up. I'll try and show you guys here. It's been through a lot of abuse. I'd say for, you know, a budget rod, the X11 is an excellent choice. For a reel, I'm just using an OKUMA CEYMAR, another great, you know, piece of budget equipment. It's not gonna break the bank, but it's gonna be durable and it's gonna get the job done when you're fishing for steelhead. So for mainline, I've got just 20-pound braided mainline. And what I'm gonna do back here, I've got some 12-pound. You can use mono filament. You could use fluorocarbon. It's your choice. This is a copolymer. And all I do is I make a blood knot with that line to my braided main line. Perfect. And now once you've got that knot and you've got your line, you're gonna want, I would say, around 10 to 12 feet of this line before you disconnect it. So the next thing, after we've got that line on there, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put a little bobber stop right on the end of that line. These bobber stops are actually the same kind of knot that we use to tie that line on, just a little blood knot. All right, but these are handy. They come on these little tubes. You just slide it over the line. Maybe. Yeah, so you slide it over the line, and then you pull the little knot off of there, and this thing comes off. You just discard it. Don't leave it on the riverbank, please. And you pull these two ends together, and it cinches the knot up. And I just kind of use my fingernail to make sure it's nice and tight. And I'm gonna leave these tag ends on for now. I'll cut those off later, but for now, I'm gonna leave them on because it helps this, I can move this more freely without tightening up that knot too much. So I'm just gonna move it way up the line there. And our next component, it's just a little bobber stop bead. It comes with your bobber, and it comes with, you know, bobber stops. So you just slide that right onto your line there, all the way up to that bobber stop. And then, of course, the next thing is a bobber. This is not the kind of Bobberdoggin bobber you're gonna find at the store. It's just a regular bobber that I chopped the end off. I'm actually kind of running low on supplies here. You slide that on. You want that end, the pointy end, to face the bead and the stopper that you just put on. You want this chopped end to stay down towards the open end of the line that you've got there. And then the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna pop another bobber stop. Pop that on the line, slide that down, and then I like to take a second bobber stopper. This is not necessary. You don't have to do this if you don't want to waste a bobber stop. So you don't really need to move that too far down. I've got it right here, right, just so I can tie on some more knots. And again, I'm gonna leave these tag ends just so I can move this around as needed until I'm ready to cut them off. The next thing I've got here is just a little 3-way swivel with a snap at the bottom. And that's good for that snap allows you to put a weight on there and change it out really, really easily. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on there. There we go. And nice and cinched up tight. That's probably kind of hard to see. So now, next thing you're gonna wanna put on is a leader. And what I use when I'm bobberdogging most of the time, what most people are going to use is going to be beads. That's the most popular thing to use with bobberdogging, but you can use bait. You can put steelhead worms, stuff like that on, corky and yarn, any of the old drift fishing kind of stuff. I mean, this is basically drift fishing that you're doing, but with a bobber. It makes it really easy for people that are just getting into this to get out and catch some fish. For a leader, I'm going to use 8 to 10 pound. I've got 10 pound leader here, and I've already got it rigged up with a bead, and I use an egg loop knot for the hook on a number 4 hook. And the reason I do an egg loop is if I'm out there and I got my bead on, but I want to add some bait, I can just pop it on there really quick, some eggs. So I always tie all my leaders with an egg loop. So I've already got the bead pegged about 3 finger. You know, if you put your fingers like that, you get the hook right below and then the bead right above. That's about how far you want that pegged above the hook. Again, it's a number 4 hook. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this on. There we go. I've got that cinched nice and tight. And the last thing you're gonna wanna do here, pop a weight on there. I use Dave's Tangle Free. I mean, these things are great. I think everybody should be using them. They're lead free. They're great. I mean, I hardly lose them. I've got, this is what they look like, these little things. And then you just pop it right there. You've got that 3-way swivel. You've got your bumper connected, and then you've got your leader connected. And then you just pop this right on here. And you can change the size depending on, you know, speed of the water that you're fishing, or, you know, different conditions that make it so that you would want more or less weight. And now this is ready to fish. We just got to cut those little tag ends off of the bobber stops. But once we do that, then we're good to go. We're ready. I'm just gonna cinch it down so that it's right there, close to the 3-way swivel. And pull those tag ends so they're nice and tight. And then I'm never gonna have to move this one again. So I'm just gonna cut these down right close. They don't have to be too close because it's never gonna go through your eyelets because it's right there next to your weight and everything. And I'm gonna cut those off, and then it's good to go. So there you've got that. And this, I'm gonna leave just a little bit on there on each of those. Try and get this closer so you guys can see. I'm gonna just leave a little bit more of a tag end on these. They're gonna end up getting frayed, but as long as you got a little something to like pull that tighter when it gets loose, this is gonna happen. It's gonna get loose. You're gonna move it a lot. So just leave a little tag end to tighten it up once in a while. And bam, you are ready to fish. That's basically everything you need to know about setting up your bobberdogging presentation. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, go ahead and like it, subscribe, share it on wherever, Facebook, whatever social media you can. And have a great day. Thanks, guys.